What's up, y'all? This is Skater D.
Hey, I'm John Charles Meyer, producer of Dave Made a Maze.
Hey, what's up? This is Scott Ladati, author of Play the Devil, and you are listening to Lucdogg.
Lucdogg.
Lucdogg. This is Andy Cruz from SiriusXM 415, and you're listening to Lucdogg in the Morning.
The #1 sports show on the planet. Yeah, boy.
Welcome back, folks. Oh, it's Friday. It feels so good. Belly, are you ready for this?
I'm ready for Friday.
Oh, God, let's do it. Here we go. Welcome to the show, my wonderful friends. Ready to do this with Matty Potts from the Santa Monica newsroom. What is up, my man?
Greetings and salutations. Good morning.
Hello, sir. Thank you for joining us early, bright and early as it is over there on the West Coast. I'm excited to talk about my childhood today and the childhood of my co-hosts. We will get into that. We've got a whole bunch of things from Matty Potts' list of awesome show notes. We only got to about 3 out of 15 last show. So I feel like I've got way too much to talk about. And whenever that is the case, I know it's going to be a great show. So thank you guys for joining us. Let's get a little started here. Well, good morning. Enjoy your coffee. Potts looks like he just made a fresh pot. We were like starting the intro, and I pulled up his sound to see if he was ready, and all I heard was... Your coffee maker is like a goddamn robot.
That's the sound of goodness. Being ground up into tiny little...
And then behind the scenes, Belly rolls out of here about 20 minutes ago looking like he just went to bed 20 minutes. I mean, I feel bad for you.
I basically did just go to bed.
I don't know how you do this.
Less than 3 hours ago. So.
He just rolls out of bed, and he's just like, all right, let's produce a show for hundreds of people.
I'm ready to strike.
Not only that, but now we have another one of us entering the night work scene yet again.
Matty Potts picks up a job, a side gig. Tell us about it, my friend.
Yeah. So, because, I own Marinade, and, I mean, we're just starting out, so it's, we're not where we want to be quite yet, but my business partner, Scott, bartends at this club called Create every weekend in Hollywood, and they just got new owners. They closed down, renovated for 2 weeks, and they just reopened as Academy nightclub. So now it's like the new hotspot in LA. And I got a job just working like door bitch there. So every Friday and Saturday night, I'll be at the front door of Academy nightclub on Hollywood Boulevard wearing a suit. I haven't worn a suit in like 5 years. When's the last time you wore a suit?
Dude, you couldn't pay me to wear a suit, man. Not to work. No way. No way.
Do you wear a suit to the weddings, Luch?
No, I don't. And by design, I tell the brides and the grooms, I'll do it for the ceremony. I'll wear a jacket. But, I wear suit pants. But I wear not like this. This is an umpire's jersey I just found 10 minutes before the show. I'm really happy about. But no, I wear a collared shirt, nice button shirt or whatever. But I don't wear a jacket strictly for the purpose of, Belly, when you were in high school, when your teacher would come in on Friday for whatever reason, they would always wear jeans and a sweatshirt. Don't you just feel like the leash is off? Like the reins are pulled back a little bit, like it's just a little bit less stuffy in there for the day? You know what I'm talking about?
I guess I could remember that. I don't remember my teacher's attire very well.
Potts, am I crazy? I don't remember the attire. It's not like I'm sitting here thinking about Mrs. Munchak's, jeans and her purple sweatshirt. I'm just saying, when Mrs. Munchak wore jeans and a purple sweatshirt, I felt a lot more comfortable than when she came in wearing a pantsuit.
Right, sure. It's like Cash Friday or something. I mean, I got way more excited when we had a substitute teacher because then I knew it was all hell breaking loose. But,
yeah, for sure. Yeah. But I just feel like as the DJ who's in charge of the fun party time of the night, you don't want him looking like a stuffy businessman.
You don't want him looking like a wedding DJ.
Exactly.
I totally agree.
Quite frankly, you
totally
really don't.
agree.
Yeah, I think that looks lame.
But see, so I'm a little bit excited, though, because, look, I mean, I was in nightclubs for over 15 years. I've run nightclubs all over the place. And so I honestly, part of me was like, wow, I'm getting back into nightclubs. How depressing is this? I own my own business, yet I still have to have another job. But then I was like, wait a second, I'm going to be at the front door wearing a suit. I actually look really good in a suit. And then I'm going to meet all these chicks. I'm thinking,
I mean, you're going to slay, dude. They're all going to want, but it's going to be false. They're all just going to try to get into the club.
Right. Oh, right. But I mean, but I mean, my entire adult life, I met girls at a nightclub at work. where I was working. So this is like kind of my comfort zone. I'm looking forward to getting out of like the online dating thing and actually like meeting chicks face to face. I don't care what the reason is that they want to sleep with me. I don't care. You want to get in the club? I don't care. They're great.
Potts
Come on in, sweetheart. Like, I do not care.
Basically, Potts says, line up.
Yeah.
This is not a line to get into the club. That's the other line.
Well, I mean, you say once a month. He quits these dating sites once a month, and then like 2 days later, he's right back in. And so I'm excited to hear what you come up with. This is going to be great for stories. We should just strap a microphone to you while you're out there.
So I know, oh my God, that would be, and maybe if I get more comfortable, if I like learn how I can, like who's going to get me in trouble or not, I actually will mic up. But I mean, these are new owners, and I know they're pretty anal. So they actually fired almost everybody. And my business partner, Scott, was one of the only guys that kept his job. And so
how could you fire Scoots? He's like the nicest guy.
Exactly.
That means he was doing his work
he's like their
honorably.
favorite now. He trains all the new bartenders.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah. No, my business partner is like a friggin' Boy
And
Scout.
just to put it out there, I don't want people drawing like connecting dots that aren't there. It's not like you're getting a second job because Marinate's failing. It's just because it's hard starting a business and making a profit at the same time, folks.
Yeah. So the idea is Scott and I thought we would start paying ourselves after a few months. Now we've been open for almost 6, and we're like, you know what, let's just wait for the first year. So we decided we're not going to take any money out of the business for the first year. And honestly, this is kind of like this job. It's a part-time job. It's a couple nights a week. It's not like paying all my bills, but it does get me out of the house.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm way more excited about meeting chicks than I am about making money at this thing. But
it's the added bonus.
Dude, I want to meet girls the old. I'm better in person.
Yeah, I agree.
Are you? I mean, Luch, don't you think you're better in person?
I am only good. It doesn't work unless I'm in person. Like, if I'm on paper, dude, I'm like 5'7", balding, weird, like Italian Jew nose. I'm not even Jewish.
Yeah,
how does that happen?
I got a nose job. I had the same issue. I got a nose job.
Belly, what's wrong? What happened?
Got it right on the nose. Right on the nose.
Right on the big fat Jew nose.
I mean, on paper, it doesn't work for me. But if I can, I mean, what do girls most look for in a guy? If they can make them laugh, right? I think that's big for women.
And I feel like when you're texting, you could like when I'm really good at like flirty texting, but I mean, I'm way better in person. But
sure.
The only good thing about online dating is when I can do the flirty texting in advance, it's definitely like foreplay. And then when I meet the girl, it's a lot easier.
But I'm done with it. Belly and I just talked about this, Potts. We just talked about this. I read you guys the 8-line text that went from super flirty to ghosting on my profile last show. Take this from Belly. Belly, I talked to him. You see it. Potts, we talk about it all the time on the show. He'll say something like, yeah, I was bored yesterday, so I figured I'd ask one of my many Bumble matches if they want to get coffee. The kid gets matches left and right. But do they go anywhere?
No, not usually, because you have to like secure some, like I've told you before, you have to secure a contact information outside of the dating app. If you don't have one,
wait, what do you mean?
You have to get a number. You have to get a Facebook Connect. You have to
move them off.
You have to move off of the dating app almost immediately.
But you know that, and you're still not closing them, and I don't think it's your fault.
I know.
I'm telling you, it's impossible. Not impossible, but God, it's just like a 90% ghost rate on these things.
So I had this girl that I was super stoked about. She has a kid, 4-year-old kid, and I've never dated a girl with a kid. So I was a little hesitant, but this girl was smoking hot. She gave me her number. We met on, I don't know, Tinder or something. And so she gave me her number. So like Belly, I'm thinking I'm in. And then so then she ghosts me the next day from texting, which made no sense. And she called me randomly the other night, and I didn't answer. But yesterday, I was so curious why she called me. So I texted her. I go, I think you butt dialed me yesterday. And her response was, I did.
Oh, no, but at least she admitted it, though. I like that.
And so she admitted it, but that was it. And so I responded. I was like, I butt dial people a lot, probably because I have a big booty for a tall white boy. I hate when guys think they're all hot. It's like, dude, yeah, you have guns for biceps, but you have no ass, you know?
She said that?
No, I
oh, that's you. That's
genius.
Totally
around,
great.
Knowing she wouldn't even respond. She never even responded.
Yeah. I'm going to write mine. Just please let me know how this turned to ghosting. I'm not even mad at you. I have to know how this, hey, let's get a coffee after work. Awesome. What day? And when I say what day, you don't respond? Like, I have to ask.
Luch, if this makes
I'm
you
going
feel
to.
better,
I haven't yet, but I'm going to. Go ahead, Potts.
I ghosted a girl so hard yesterday. This is the text that
so
she
why
sent
did you
me
do
yesterday.
it? Take us through the mindset of why you did it.
And I ghosted her on her cell phone, we were texting, and I mean, I lose interest. I would say I go on less than half of the dates that I plan or connections that I make. What do you think y'all's percentages on people that you're talking to?
Is the date set? It
doesn't have to be set, but you have to at least be texting on cell phone, like texting, not on the app, like Belly.
I would say I'm a 100% date rate if it gets that far. Date rate, not date rape.
Really?
That sounded like date rape, and I want to make sure that nobody thinks I said date rape. Date rape. 100% date rape.
I mean, they can date rape me if they want. But, I mean, we have to get there, and we're not even usually getting
Let's
that
not be
far.
insensitive.
I mean, even. I would say straight connections, when I have their cell phone and everything, I'm still only going on half, and a lot of that is by my decision.
But that's why I want to know why. Why is that mindset? Maybe you can help us here.
I talked myself out of it.
Well, Belly,
I think this is the same thing that's happening on the other end too. I mean, I think it's what a lot of people are doing because, I mean, I ghost people too. I mean, it's more of like
Okay.
Let's not dive too deep into the waters here before to completely lose interest. When my interest is at like 10%.
You knew in the back of your mind, yes, I matched with you, but I'm really not into it. So why go out and do this date? Is that it?
I mean, I don't know. I usually talk to or send a message to most of the matches I get.
I know, and then but okay, do you guys feel me on this? I might match with somebody and say, "Oh, she's cute," but in the back of my head, I know that she's not my type. And so once you know what I mean? And so then once it gets to like you kind of allow it to kind of just fade. I don't feel that to be ghosting. I feel to be ghosting when it's like got legs, it's got energy, and all of a sudden out of nowhere when it comes time to commit to actually going out, it's like they're just gone. And I'm just kind of realizing now, am I wrong? Maybe this is it. It's becoming so hard. Well, let me start here. Remember we talked about how excited you are as an adult when somebody cancels plans on you because now you're free for the night?
Yeah.
You don't have to go. Potts, you love it, right? I mean, because I don't have to go anywhere.
I just set up dates so I can get canceled on, so I feel that high every single time.
I'm telling you. Oh my God.
Give it to him. Touchdown.
Yeah, no. I mean, straight
up.
That was good. I think Belly just summed up my feeling. I think you just nailed it on the head, on the big Junos. You totally nailed it on the big Junos.
On the Luch nose.
I think maybe that's what I do. I set the dates up so I can cancel and be so excited that I get to go home, smoke, and go to bed.
Netflix and chill, man. I mean, that's what everybody would rather do. And so if that's the case,
don't spend money. Don't do this.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of wins in staying in. There's so much stimulation in staying in. There is so much winning in staying in.
Hold on, I got it. You
just said there's a lot.
Okay, we're coming up with Luch's non-dating app. There's a lot of win to staying in. That is the tagline for the Luch, the Luch no date app.
The funny part to me there was what he says. There's no stimulation and I'm thinking the goal with the date is to get stimulated. Am I right?
There's plenty of what I say is there's plenty of stimulation at home. At home.
You don't need it.
I don't need a date
to get stimulated.
I can literally watch a movie with Potts. Literally with Potts across the country in like a group chat with our headphones on watching the same movie through Xbox. Like that exists.
Right.
So it's
like who needs stimulation when you have Netflix? I mean, it's like that you don't need to go out.
So is that why ghosting rate is at like an all-time high?
It's Netflix.
It's Netflix's fault.
Dang Netflix.
I think the thing about I have my own theory about ghosting because I've seen the evolution just within my own dating life where first I feel guilty. First, when people ghost me, I would feel super bad about myself and I would question myself, probably like what you do, Luch. And then I would start ghosting people and I felt bad. And now I've learned it's evolved into this is just a part of dating and kind of like what you said, Belly, you just don't want to you don't even want to have to, it's not that you're being rude, but you don't even care enough to explain yourself as to why you want to not talk anymore.
Yeah.
And I agree. It's why have the conversation?
Why even?
There's no point and having. No good will come out of it. You're either going to make the person feel bad or you're going to lie it through your ass.
No, I want to know.
Like
Potts, I want to know. I want to call this girl and get her on the air and ask her why she ghosted me. I want to know.
Yeah, but the thing is, she doesn't. You want to know why. Of course, I want to know why I'm being ghosted. But when I ghost someone, I don't want to tell them why. That's the whole point. You don't want to go through the whole.
So now you know why.
That's so selfish. It's like I don't want to give.
It's online dating within itself is selfish. You're swiping. The entire thing, the reason it is successful is because it's based on instant gratification and selfishness, period.
I mean, he makes a good point. That's why I don't think you can call this, I don't think you can call Tinder, Bumble, any of the swiping apps dating. They're not online dating. It's just a game. You're playing a game. It's entertainment. And if you actually end up meeting somebody, that's like a 10% out of the whole thing. Like, that doesn't happen.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's very rare.
You know what I mean? Stop thinking that the majority is going to be, oh, cool, we matched. Nice. We have something in common. Let's go get a drink. That doesn't happen.
Right. No, it happens
that's not
one
in
every 10, 15, 100 matches.
Good God.
Right.
We're shot out of a cannon today.
Starting tonight, my matches are going to be like, oh, you want to come into the club for free? Sweet.
On to the next club.
That's going to cost you.
Moving on. Line up for Matty Potts. All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, I do want to talk to you guys about what you missed from your childhood, because I have a story that ends up with me almost breaking my collarbone. Belly knows part of it, and then I want to pose to you guys why I keep doing this, because it reminds me of something. It's, you know what it's related to, but it reminds me of something from my childhood, and I want to get into your guys' childhood. What do you miss from your childhood that you wish you could still do today? We'll tackle that next. It's Lucdogg in the morning.
At litmradio.com.
Welcome back, folks. It is Lucdogg in the morning. Hanging out with you guys on a Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Go pour your alcohol. Get your drink on. Belly's over here air drumming. Potts is ready to go out and meet the entire town of L.A. Line them up.
Before we go into the next, can I just read you? So I ghosted this girl yesterday.
Sure.
Well, I ghosted her 2 days ago. And she started texting me. So apparently, I set a date with this girl for last night at 10:30. I don't even remember setting a date.
Were you hammered?
So I ghosted her. So 2 days ago, on Tuesday, she goes, "Hey, Taco Man, just thinking of those bad boy tattoos of yours and wanted to say hi. Hope Taco Tuesday isn't too nuts." All right, so that's Tuesday. Didn't respond.
She sounds great, by the way. What are you doing?
Huh?
She sounds great.
Yeah,
Taco Man
does sound really cool, huh?
Taco Man, that's great.
Taco Man, yeah. So then I didn't say anything on Tuesday. Didn't say anything on Wednesday. She texted me yesterday. Hey, Maddie, are we still on for a meeting today at 10:30?
Oh, this poor girl. She's just trying to plan her week out.
Respond. Then at 9:30 last night, I'm going to call tonight at no-go.
Oh, no!
Hold on, listen. Hopefully you weren't robbed at your shop and tied up underneath the cash register.
You see how rude this is? This girl's thinking that you're getting robbed at your restaurant.
And you're also supposed to meet.
And you're supposed to meet. She canceled plans with other people so she can make them with you.
I see. Now, this is a girl that doesn't. No. This is not me. This is a girl that does not understand how she has not fully grasped the online dating etiquette. She doesn't.
No, I'm not going to take this because
you don't continue to text after a ghosting. It's not proper etiquette.
Well, but you guys had hold on, time out. You guys had a date set. That's different. You had a date set. You actually had plans.
Date. It doesn't count if I don't remember setting the fucking date. How do I remember? I don't remember. I could be making it up to fuck with me.
Okay.
Stupid other Maddie Potts.
Yeah. Okay. So how does she know that you don't remember it?
Stupid taco man.
See, well, because obviously I'm ignoring her. I'm looking at my text like, what is this crazy bitch talking about? I don't even know what she's talking about.
Okay, so let's do this. Is it safe to say?
Did you go back and double check to see if you even set time to meet?
Yeah, is she just messing with you?
Weird.
Oh, I don't care. No.
Okay, so is it safe to say then, if you don't get a response after a day, or maybe we'll say after 2 days, no person on the planet hasn't seen their phone in 2 days, right?
No.
So
unless I'm tied up underneath the cash register.
Unless that's what the case is, in which case your text doesn't really matter. It's the least of my problems.
Should I text her today and be like, oh my God,
send her a pic of you tied up underneath the register.
Yeah, send her a pic of you tied up under your register.
I just got the duct tape off my mouth. Thanks for checking in. How's that? Want to go on that?
I think I'm gonna need some time to recover. I'll get back to you in a couple months.
Sympathy sex, please.
I might send her a picture of like my arms tied up or something and be like, I can't text.
Take
Can't text. Arms tied.
Yeah, just take like some purple marker and make like handcuff like lines on your arms. And God, you could have so much fun with this. I feel horrible for this poor girl, but I mean, like I said, this is commonplace. But Potts, I don't want you forwarding what's wrong with online dating. We need to set the examples. We need to be better. We need to raise the bar.
No.
Pass.
I was waiting for that.
I'm not here to set an example.
So let's.
I do, with all this being said, I do take it seriously. I do want to meet someone. I'm not looking to just.
But you want to do it the right way. You want to actually have a connection with somebody. I think when you meet on Tinder and Bumble, it just starts off meaning like it starts the relationship off with. All right, so we don't have any mutual respect, right? Okay, cool. Let's start from there. Awesome. Good luck. So let's go ahead and get into what happened, why I can barely... Man, anybody ever throw a baseball? Anybody ever played baseball and pitched? I feel like my left arm, it feels like I just threw like 130 pitches in a game. Like my shoulder...
Your rotator cuff
is
sore.
Down, dude. And it's weird because I didn't land on the shoulder. So I obviously am one-wheeling the other day. You guys know I talk about it's the electric skateboard with one big, gigantic go-kart in the middle. Go-kart tire in the middle. It's like a Segway. You lean and you go. And we do a podcast about it now. I'm so passionate about it. Belly and I do a podcast called The Voice of One Wheel on Tuesdays. And the company that makes the thing actually is going to join us on Tuesday. They agreed to come on the show and take questions from the community. It's really been big for us.
Adam was so hyped he made a completely separate video to announce they'd be on.
Yes, I did make a completely separate video to tell people, hey, do this with respect. Don't come on here. I can't screen the phone calls. I don't want people coming on here and trolling them so that they never come on again. So... regardless, I'm really excited about this. It's growing in numbers. We're getting a lot of views and stuff. People are asking for advertising space now, which is cool.
That's awesome.
I'm down for making money. You know, this isn't free, but we do it for free because we love the thing and we love doing this and being around with you guys. However, I'm out there yesterday or 2 days ago, and Potts, dude, we've been talking on the show about bonks, which is a way to you basically run over something that's less than half the height of your wheel so that it bounces the wheel up in the air and it launches you flying. It's basically like ollieing on this thing. Right. And you can get a good foot and a half, 2 feet off of the air or off of the ground by doing it. So your boy is cruising. I'm just mowing down. It's like 35 degrees. I've got like goggles on. I've got full like snowboard gear, snowboard pants, snowboard jacket, balaclava, goggles, like the whole thing, Bluetooth headphones. And I see this speed bump coming, and we've been talking to all these guests on the show, like these pro riders who are telling all of us listeners how to do it. And it's going through my head, and I see the speed bump coming, and I'm like, I got this. Time to send it. And I did it for the first time the right way, and I really like committed to jumping, and this thing fucking launched me like 6 feet in the air. Okay, I am on
like 6 inches.
No, what I'm
I
used
imagine
to.
he was horizontal to the ground at about 3. It felt like 6.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I was horizontal to the ground at the head height. I am 5'8", so I was 5 feet and 8 inches off the ground, parallel to the ground, and it happened so fast.
Physics just doesn't make that math.
No, it does, because I jumped up. You have to jump to do this. To allow the board to come up, you have to jump yourself. So you jump while pushing the nose of the board down like an ollie, and it's just like I'm launched. I'm parallel to the ground, and I'm thinking to myself, "Oh shit, this is gonna be bad." And I landed on my elbow, and my elbow is like on the concrete, and my elbow is completely fine. It's my shoulder and like my collarbone area and belly. When I told him the story, it was like, "What'd you say?"
I said that's a perfect way to break your collarbone.
It's exactly how you break your collarbone. You land on your shoulder, or I'm sorry, on your elbow, and then bam, everything goes up.
Right.
And dude, my whole...
You're lucky it wasn't the opposite one too, because usually what happens is force transfers through your body, and then it eventually finds a breaking point. It's usually the opposite side.
That's what I wanted to bring up. That's a really good point that I didn't know until riding this one wheel and taking a couple spills. I mean, if you fall on your left, that force is going to transfer, like he said, all the way through your body, and usually on the right side is where it's going to end up causing some damage. Anyway, with all this being said, it reminds me of when I'm like playing football as a kid and like falling. I kind of like these little injuries that come up because of it, and that's weird to me.
You like it?
I do, and I started thinking to myself, why do I enjoy this if it involves minor injuries? Because it reminds me of something I used to do as a childhood, recovering from like, being sore after a baseball game.
I figured it was just a fetish you had.
No, I don't like the pain. No, thank you. So I wanted to pose it to you guys. Like, is there something that you wish you could still do that you used to do from childhood? I'll start out. I wish we would pick up sports. Nobody does that as an adult. I miss that.
What are you talking about?
Nobody plays pickup sports after like 25, 26.
You got to skip going straight to the massage parlor at the gym and walk into a basketball court at any gym anytime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally, there's pickup basketball going on in the basketball court.
But with strangers,
like here in wherever I live, California, there's pickup games for like ultimate frisbee, beach volleyball.
I'm not saying that doesn't exist. You're right, but not with your friends. Your friends and you don't all do that. It's always with strangers.
My friends.
Well, but that's what you get. That's what you get used to. I miss being able to get a group of friends together so easily and say, "Hey, let's play football after school. Let's do this." God, I mean, I miss being able to hang out with people easily, set plans, and I started thinking about is there something from your childhood that you miss being able to do? Having friends over to play video games together on the same couch. That doesn't happen anymore.
No, it doesn't happen anymore.
So I'll just leave it up to you guys. I'm kind of just giving you answers. Is there anything that you guys have?
I've got nothing that I don't miss too much. The only thing I miss is the innocence of being a child. So
we'll take us from there. What do you mean? Give us a story of Matt LaBelle's innocence.
I mean, I did all that stuff. I mean, played on the street with friends and things like that. But that's the time when you don't have to worry about anything. You're not worrying about bills. You're not worrying about making money. You're not worrying about like the X's and O's of dating life.
But isn't there an activity that like you used to do with your friends that you wish you could do as an adult?
I mean, you list it off. I mean, pickup games, like going out to the pools. Give
me one. What was one of the pickup games you played? Like, we used to take kids by the side of the we used to have everybody line up the side of the driveway and have one person try to run from the garage down to the end of the driveway, and everybody on the side of the driveway had, like, basketballs, and we would just peg balls at the guy running down the driveway. Who does that?
No
what
one.
is that?
Not with basketballs.
That is awful. It's called the headache game.
Concussion 2.0.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, I miss that creativity. Go ahead, Potts.
And I'm not sure that kind of creativity can ever really be captured again, because we were the last generation that grew up without internet. So I mean,
sad.
like Belly was saying, just going out and playing. And literally, I mean, I grew up in a neighborhood, you did too, Luch, where your mom sticks her head out the door and says, "Dinner's ready."
Oh, absolutely.
And you come down the street from your friend's house. You were out playing bikes or around back at the creek, and you run home to dinner.
Yep.
I mean, like that just is not God, it's a moment in time that's just probably never going to happen again. One, because you can't even let your kid out of your sight without having to worry about some friggin' perv or, whatever. And two, kids don't even want to go outside because they're on their phones.
They don't want to. So. And here's the weird thing, Belly. Like, isn't it weird that now you don't trust kids to go around outside, but now they're the ones that have cell phones? They could easily contact you so much easier than when we were kids.
True. I mean, it's surprising how connected we are, and yet how disconnected we feel. How
disconnected we are. Yeah, no, it's a good point for sure. But it was just a more innocent time. I mean, I remember the first time I found a Playboy back in the woods, and it was like, you're like looking over your shoulder to make sure someone's not sneaking up. Like just those like innocent little like landmarks of growing up.
What a good that takes us to a good point. I don't know. You've been watching Black Mirror, right? Pots? I know. I caught you right in the middle of the sip. I'm sorry.
It's kind of a hard show for me to watch, to be honest.
I agree.
Really tense.
It makes you afterwards. I feel stressed after one of them.
Right? Don't you?
Yeah, I do. They do a good job of mind fucking with you.
Well, it's all about social commentary, and it's all about relating to the life you have. And
correct. So I don't know if I got Belly to watch the USS Callister one, but I think that's the only one you've seen.
That.
That's the only one I've seen. I've read basically.
The one after
that, the best one of that season.
I agree, but did you see the one after that about the ArcNet where the girl had that thing implanted and her mom could?
Oh, that one was good too.
So if you didn't see it, the backstory is the mom had this note. She lost her daughter as like in the playground when she was like 2, and she freaked out. They found her, but she freaked out. Went to a scientist, and they put like a node in the back of the daughter's neck.
Right.
And
it
now
was a trial experiment.
Right, called ArcNet or whatever it was. And then they
Archangel.
Thank you. And so what it allowed her to do was, first of all, she could see through the eyes of her daughter on her iPad. She could always see what her daughter is seeing if she wanted to, and also she could block out anything that was causing her daughter stress. Right. So if she was to walk, she's. Go ahead, Potts. Tell him that part.
So if a dog is barking at her, that's like a stressful situation. All the girl can see is like a scrambled image. It's like watching TV with the
it blurs
parental,
it out.
Control.
It blurs it out as if somebody didn't give consent to the video. They blur out their face. It just blurs out that dog and it brings the audio way down. No. So now this girl ends up being, and she had this since she was like 3. So it is kind of a weird episode. But what I wanted to take it to is it's funny because when she gets to middle school. Everybody knows she has it. It's obvious. She's the Archangel kid, and she gets frustrated with it, and she starts doing some weird things. And mom says, "You know what? Maybe this isn't the best thing for her. Let's turn it off." And when she does, the kid goes to school, and remember Potts when the guy friend of hers, the boy is like 12, and he's like, "Okay, so this is porn, this is karate, this is this is that." I mean, he just shows her within
a crash course.
Yeah, in 30 minutes, she now has seen everything awful that has been hidden from a child.
Karate?
Right. I mean, I don't know why I went there, but
what's so bad about karate?
Well, she had never seen blood. She had never seen blood because it would always just blur it out.
Weird.
So he's just showing. I mean, and that's what I'm saying I'm using that example to say how easy it is to show a kid now instead of Potts stumbling across a Playboy and it's like God fucking gold, because I've never seen anything like this. You could click through in 30 minutes and see everything possible as a kid.
But isn't it more fun discovering it underneath a rock in the in the woods?
Yes.
Like than on a computer. I remember even using my little brother as an example. Like when I grew up, the first time I smoked weed, it was like a big thing. And but my little brother grew up kind of being around weed because of me and my sister. So when he smoked, it wasn't as big of a deal. And honestly, I mean, I guess in hindsight, he didn't freak out about it because he's like, I've been around this since I was a kid. I don't really care. And it actually had a much more positive effect because he didn't freak out and go off the deep end like me when I first discovered, drugs and alcohol. So
can we get a story from that? Go ahead. Well, hold on. Go ahead, Billy. Log that away. I want that one.
I think what he's speaking to here is something like it's something where if you see something like a habit like that, like smoking weed or cigarettes or anything like that, you usually try and fall out of that. Like for example, my dad's a smoker of cigarettes, and a lot of people I know that picked up smoking had non-smoking parents.
So you don't smoke because you've seen it.
I saw it on a daily basis. I don't need the extra smell in my life. It's more of just something that was there for me. And then when a lot of my friends that picked up smoking all had non-smoking parents. So when you see that example set that way, you're like, oh, smoking sucks. I know it sucks. because I see it on a daily basis. And then these non-smoking these kids with non-smoking parents don't really know any better. They just pick up smoking, and then they're like, "This is the worst. Why did I pick this up?"
I think a lot of things kids do growing up is to rebel. So if your parents are smoking, you're not, it's not as rebellious when you grow up around. Same with weed. It's like it just wasn't, for my brother, it wasn't some rebellious thing like let's go sneak in the basement and get high. It's like, all right, well, whatever.
So I take that a step further and say, why have we not legalized all of this? If you make it normal, then doesn't that kind of desensitize people to it? Like you're saying.
100%.
Doesn't make it as cool.
Yeah. I know
My store is right next to a dispensary, and people are going in and out of it all day. There's nothing, salacious. There's nothing like there's not like thugs going in. You would be blown away with the demographic of people that go in and out of a dispensary all day, and I see it all day, and it's all walks of life.
And I've heard the tax rate out there for that stuff is now very high.
Yeah, and you know what? That could all go to the deficit, folks. I'm just saying, tax it. Take my tax money. Just don't put us in jail. Jesus Christ.
Don't forget, it's time to file your taxes. We are in February now.
Good luck. All right, we'll get to Matty Potts' show notes next. We're excited to talk to you about why his sister has changed his viewpoints. Oh, God. Do we want to do that?
We don't have to do that. I've actually got some other stuff, too. So.
All right, good. Because I'm just saying. Belly, it says my sister slept with 3 dudes in 3 days. I don't want to go into that on the air.
Hooked up. I don't know if she slept with them.
All right. Well, maybe we'll touch on it.
Under bus.
Yeah, thrown under bus. All right, we'll be back in a minute. It's Lucdogg in the morning.
At litmradio.com. Welcome back, folks. It is Lucdogg in the morning, hanging out with you on channel TTR Studios on YouTube, live every Wednesday and Friday. Thank you to all of the texters. We appreciate you guys writing in 571-354-7338. They really enjoyed that last segment. There's too many texts to read each one. That was just a whole lot of mess. And that's what we do here. We're just kind of a organized mess of unorganization, if you will. I think that's pretty strong. And the variety show.
That is Belly, Matt LaBelle, the producer, the man that makes the show run right here at TTR Studios, Studio A in Northern Virginia, and of course, Matty Potts from the Santa Monica Newsroom. Hello, sir.
Greetings and salutations. What up?
Now, we said, Potts, that we were going to get into a couple of things that you have off of your list of show notes, which we are going to do to end the show, but I'd like to do for a few minutes. Belly has come up with a list of crazy, insane bets for the big game. Remember, you can't call it the Super Bowl of cereal. You have to call it the big game.
Yep. So, and during this big game weekend, of course, there's going to be a lot of betting going on.
I love it.
So I wanted to hit you guys with some couple bets and see where you're at on them.
Before you do that, quick stat. Wes Welker played 6 years with Tom Brady. 2 years with Peyton Manning's Broncos. Wes Welker has 0 Super Bowls.
Just a bit outside.
How weird is that?
Sucks
6 seasons with Tom Brady, 2 with Peyton Manning and the Broncos, and he's got 0
win,
Super Bowls.
He got 0?
0. How about that? So let's get into the Super
here.
Bowl fun bets.
So first bet is that's on the table. Will Pink be airborne during the national anthem?
Will Pink be airborne, Potts?
During the national anthem.
Not during the national
She's
anthem,
singing the national anthem?
Yep. Pink
Wow.
is singing the national
I
anthem.
love Pink, and I don't care what you think about me saying that. She writes really good pop songs.
Yeah, that's a terrible bet to make because it's you have to bet 500 just to win 100.
It's 5 to 1 that it's going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen.
And it's not going to happen. They're not going to soar her across the sky like Katy Perry.
Not during the national anthem.
No way.
I don't know if that's ever been done.
Maybe that's why they'll do it.
Now, Pink is...
No, but it's disrespectful.
Yeah, that's
Pink
not
is a Philadelphia area native. She grew up outside of the city there. There is a bet to place. Will Pink say Eagles at any point before or after the national anthem?
No.
I don't think they'll let her. I don't think they'd let her say go Eagles.
No.
Yep. So
Potts
no
is
the
very
pick as well.
Potts is feeling very good. Can we mark these down? So that, you know what, I'll just go back and listen to the show and mark them down. Because I want to keep track of how many we were right.
Yeah, no, and no.
no.
Let's go over-under here. The national anthem takes 2 minutes more to sing. Over under 2 minutes.
Over. She's going to go over. I think over. We have to come up to a collective
Man, that's rough.
decision.
I guess over. That's going to be a close call, but let's say over. I
think
I don't know how long it normally takes, but
It's very close. That's why 2 minutes, right around 2 minutes, is always like the time of the over-under because it's only so many words and it's never really changes.
It's going to take longer because she's going to be like, and the Rockets red glare.
Potts is a 2-minute national anthem singer for sure.
Oh my God! You see how long I could?
That was very impressive.
I can see the boys cringing.
Oh man, that was the worst,
great.
best radio ever. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Will any scoring drive take less than Pink's the time Pink took to sing the national anthem? So will any scoring drive take less than whatever?
2 minutes or so. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a yes.
No one's
Yes.
scoring in
Tom Brady's going to have to score with 1:40 at the end of the game.
And win.
And he's going to.
Right. Well, if they're going to throw the game in the fourth quarter, they have to be able to get a 1 minute drive. You're right. That's true.
All right. So here's another good one. Over under 1.5 times Brady's age is mentioned during the broadcast.
Over once?
Over 1.5.
Yes,
so,
over.
So over 2 times and it's a win.
No, two times and it's a win.
2 times.
Yeah,
is a win.
over,
Yeah.
please.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, 40 years old.
Exactly.
Over it.
So
I mean, can we talk about how he's 40 years old and he looks better than he did when he was in college? I mean,
dude, he's got a team of doctors in an igloo behind his house that just work on him all day long. I mean, I'm kidding, but like he actually has something to that extent.
only Tom Brady can literally
It is working.
be on the cover of Madden, lead the league in passing in that year, and take his team to the Super Bowl in that year, and there's a good chance he could win the Super Bowl again in that year.
I got your curse right here, says Tom Brady.
Yeah. I'll hold your curse by its neck and show it to the victims of my vanquishing foes. I can't even believe Tom Brady's there again.
Yeah.
Next bet.
Crazy.
Let's see. Will there be a flea flicker attempted at any point during the game?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
They're pulling out all the stops in a Super Bowl. There's going to be an onside kick, I bet.
All right. Does Justin Timberlake, who is performing this year's halftime
working
show,
8 to 10 hours a day on his choreography, I heard.
He's a dancer. What do you expect?
Come on.
Yeah.
Do you do anything for 8 to 10 hours a day? I don't even work at a 9 to 5 job 10 hours a day.
I do 10.
Yeah. Yeah, you're at a wedding for like 2 hours, 3 hours.
Right. Will Justin Timberlake cover a Prince song at halftime?
No. Oh, ooh. No.
Yeah, that's a tough call, but
That
I'm going to
is.
say no.
How about this? Can I ask one? Will there be a secret performer?
So over under the amount of performers or star performers that Justin Timberlake brings on, so special guests, like let's set it at 2.
2? That's a good one.
It'll
Potts,
be more than 2. It's going to be more than 2.
You're going to say it's more than 2.
Who was it the year they brought out the Chili Peppers? Who was hosting? Was that?
I don't remember.
God, I was so pumped to see that. I was like, oh, Chili Peppers, yes. But they were like
I got to be honest. I don't really watch the halftime show all that much. That's when I'm going to out back to smoke a joint or go to the bathroom, re-up on some nachos with
pretty much all the above there.
All the above sounds great, but I mean, I remember the Super Bowl. If you want to make it a little bit more fun, you guys ever play the grid game where you have the numbers across and the numbers go down and there's a big grid? And
yeah.
Oh, that makes it so much fun. You just take the ending score of each quarter. And the last digit, and then if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can figure it out just from what we just said. But it's really just a way to take the score. You have to put some sort of, not money, but just some kind of bets. Ray Romano was on the radio talking yesterday about how he's got such a weird neuroticy. I don't know if that's a word. He's such a neurotic person that he actually makes bets with himself in his mind that he holds himself accountable to. So he'll say, if I don't finish writing this script by the end of the night, then I can't drink alcohol for the next 3 days. And then he'll hold himself to that. He actually had to cancel a golf trip because he was playing golf, and he said, if I don't get a par on this hole, I don't play golf for 2 weeks. And he didn't par, and he had to cancel his trip that he had coming up. His buddy was like, are you serious?
Wow.
So even if you don't bet money on it, there are still ways to make this fun. Not that football isn't fun anyway, but I mean, everybody wants it. Usually the Super Bowl is so much build up, and then it's a letdown.
Yeah.
Typically, it's a letdown. It's not always last year.
It has been, yeah.
Last year was incredible.
The comeback.
I mean, for the first half, you're sitting here going, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're watching Tom Brady slowly creep back into your life, and
it was so crazy.
And it was funny, Potts. I wish you were here for the Jacksonville game because just like last week, Belly was over here. We had a couple people over watching football, and we all felt it. In the last 2 minutes when Brady was about to get the ball back and take over the lead, we all felt it. And we're all just kind of making jokes. But Belly just starts cracking up to himself. He's sitting on the couch. He's had a little bit to drink, like all of us. And he's in a very good state of mind. And he goes...
Evilest laugh.
Just evilly, like just conniving, laughing to himself.
And then I say...
And he goes...
If you don't think Tom Brady's coming back and winning this game, you're a fool.
He goes, we all knew it. He's like, I'm crazy, right? And he's just laughing like, don't we all know this is coming? And we all did.
Yeah.
And then it happens. It's just unbelievable. So, Potts, everybody have fun with your Super Bowl. We're not going to do too much sports here. Let's get back into
your
whatever it is the big game. Potts, what do you have left for us today? Because I know you had a couple notes to end and put a smile on our face.
There was something I just saw yesterday that was interesting. Selena Gomez was actually in a depression rehab for 2 weeks, depression program in New York. She's only 25 years old. She spent 2 weeks in New York taking part in a program where she was given therapy, ate healthily, and practiced Pilates and meditation. She's still with Justin Bieber, but I mean, she looks freaking amazing. But
what's the news here?
I know.
What's the news here?
That she was disappeared for 2 weeks and she was in depression. And
okay. That's where she was. Okay.
Rich and beautiful doesn't mean that you can't be depressed as well.
No, that's very true.
I prefer Demi Lovato to Selena Gomez.
Really?
So.
Couldn't care
less.
And then
on the flip, did you guys hear that Ronda Rousey is now full-time on WWE? So she's not UFC anymore. She's a WWE wrestler.
Well, only because you had that in the show notes. Now, I'm curious to ask you about this. Does that make you lose respect for her at all, or does that make you gain respect for her? Because you could look at it two different ways. She was at the top of her sport. She finally lost. She lost one time, really, and that kind of ended her. Yeah. And then she took a different route. So instead of kind of building it back up, she went a different route. Now, I think that you could say that that's smart because she realized the whole thing behind her, the whole aura, was that she was undefeated and couldn't lose. Never lost.
And
right?
she was winning quickly. And most of her fights in the beginning were against other people she was just much better than.
15
she was
seconds.
knocking them out in 15 seconds.
So you could say she realized, all right, I hit the peak of my UFC career. Maybe I should start parlaying it into something else. Or would you say that that's kind of a Kevin Durant move? I can't beat him here, so now I'm going to go join him.
But I think she was already on her way to doing this. She was in that Untouchables, or no, what is it? Expendables movie, Expendables 3, I think, or 2 she was in.
Whole lot of Entourage. I remember an Entourage.
Yeah, she was in Entourage, the Entourage movie.
Yeah.
But that was when her fame was up. But I think right now the WWE, she's taking the Rock. She's going with the Rock course. She's Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Oh, okay.
She's going, I'm going to go to WWE for a while, settle in.
Get into movies.
Gain some chops, and then I'm going to go into blockbuster movies and make that Rock
I mean,
money.
he could run for president. He'd win right now.
He'd win. He might do it.
Yeah. And I mean, WWE, that's a really good point, Billy, because WWE is acting. So it's almost like she's staying in the public eye. She's working on her acting, doing the little drama for WWE. And then, maybe she can parlay. I think it was a smart move. I think it was a really smart move because if she went and lost again in the UFC, no one would give her a rat's ass about her anymore anyway.
Exactly.
And it was a perfect time to do a transition into something else that's somewhat comparable, but, she can use her star power.
It was sad to see what that did to her, guys. I mean, she was talking about suicide. Like she was, it really was. I mean, that it becomes who you are. And then when you lose that, it's like, I don't know who I am anymore. But did you guys, speaking of Vince McMahon, did you guys see, he's obviously starting the XFL back up in, I think, 2019. Is that right? Did you see that Johnny Manziel put a self-imposed deadline that he needed to be signed by an XFL team by yesterday?
And guess what?
They did not sign him.
Well, is the XFL even active yet?
So
no, it's going to be. He came out with a press conference. They're going to do it in 2019, but everybody was excited because in this climate with the NFL being like pulling back, and some people are missing that hard-hitting game. Some people were saying like the XFL is going for. I know, but some people were excited about the XFL because they were saying how, this is great. I think we have a phone call coming in. I'm not really
Jack
sure
to talk about
if this
Rousey.
is. No, it's not. Let's see what's going on.
No. It's gonna be a random guest.
Hello, caller. Who are you? Where are you from?
No.
There's no.
No, that is just a random credit card
account
company.
is overdrawn.
Yeah, thanks. Okay.
Could you please pay your bills?
See, now I'm all off topic. Where was I?
You were, I don't know. You should have let that phone call
I should have let that phone call go. That was completely on me.
Nope, I don't know.
WWE, XFL. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So everybody was excited for the hard hitting because now is the climate for it to work. Now it would work.
I agree. Well, not only that, but I agree. I just feel like people are kind of getting annoyed with the NFL too, with like play calling and penalties and like now you can have celebrations after, but that couple years was retarded.
So stupid.
Like
people are tired of the bullshit coming from the NFL trying to shove it down our throats that this is a family sport. We're working on concussions. Like, shut up. It's awful. It's barbarous and we love it. So just go with it. But everybody was excited for the XFL to be that. Belly, what did the XFL come out and say they're going to do?
They're going to only take people who are family friendly and
not Johnny Manziel.
Not Johnny Manziel.
Not Colin Kaepernick, probably.
Not the ones you find. And basically, if you take a knee and you're not going to be in the XFL.
You will stand for the national anthem. It will be family-friendly players.
They'll make you sing it, probably.
It's not.
Of course it's not going to last. Vince McMahon doesn't know what the heck he's doing.
Well, I mean, hold on now.
This happened before.
It wasn't his fault. It was because of gas in the generator truck. That's the whole reason it failed. I watched that whole documentary.
What happened?
I'm sorry.
The XFL came out.
You're
the
saying
first game,
a whole league failed because of gas?
Yes. Watch the 30 for 30. I'll tell you right now how it happened.
30 for 30?
This is how it happened.
Yeah.
The first game came out, and it was It wasn't a very good game.
No, they were terrible. It was bad football.
Follow me. Let me get through this before you interrupt every second, because now Belly's pissed off.
Yeah, we
fired him up.
You poked the belly.
I promise I'll let you respond. We poked the belly in the beast. Now, what happened was the first game sucked, and they were like hard hits, smoking hot cheerleaders on the side, and the first game was just an awful game. It was like 25-2. It just wasn't competitive. It was awful football, and people were like, "Oh, well, this sucks." Second week comes out, they're up against Saturday Night Live, so they had to be done by 11 o'clock. That was the only way they could get on TV. That was the deal, and they had like an amazing game going on. It was like back to back, really good. And then the gas in the generator truck goes out, and they lose the camera feed. So they had to switch in the middle of this amazing game over to the other game that was happening at the same time that sucked balls. And everybody was like, this sucks. Are you kidding me? What is this crap? And then because of an injury back in the good game when they got the cameras back, that had to go long.
The game sucked.
And the game sucked then because it started getting extended. And SNL got all pissed off because they had to wait for the game to be over. And by that time, after that whole big mess of week 2, the ratings just completely air dived. They just dropped.
Wow.
And it was just like...
But they weren't that high originally.
No, but that proved that week 1 wasn't a fluke. This is a bad thing to people. And it was like, oh, we had what we wanted. We have this amazing game. It's good football. Look what we've got. boom, the power goes out, and it's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
I'm all for the XFL. I mean, I don't know if I'll actually be interested, but I want to be interested, and I do want there to be an alternative to the NFL. I mean, it could be interesting, but I think their approach is already wrong. I mean, like,
take it away, Belly. Light them up.
Zero interest in the XFL. I'm gonna
Zero
watch
interest.
it fail again. Just kidding. I'm not gonna watch it all.
He's so mad. How can you say Vince McMahon is not a good businessman? He runs the WWE.
And stick to the WWE.
Okay, so
I mean, there's something to be said for that too. But you
just
got
Rousey on. You're doing fine.
ECU alumni. That's right, Vince McMahon. All right, what do you got left? We got 4 minutes. I got time. You got anything else?
Just, going back to the whole Me Too thing, Netflix announced that they actually lost. Guess how much they lost? Because they had movies and shows in production with Kevin Spacey and Louis C.K. that they're dropping, obviously, and they can't put out. But how much money did they lose from those deals?
$1.7 million.
Way down. I know this answer. Go ahead.
$15 million.
$39 million in shows that were already in production.
I mean, that's absurd. Am I wrong? I think Louis C.K. is the only one that I really want to hear from.
Oh, I mean, I think Louis C.K. will be back. He's just chilling for now.
I'm not saying he didn't do anything wrong. I'm just saying if there's anybody who could talk about that and going through that, I would want to hear from. It's his point of view. I would like to know how that happened.
Do not think Louis C.K. should have lost his entire freaking life from the stories that I heard.
Well, I think you could see both sides of that. That's too much to get into with 3 minutes. That's tough to get into. But
that's cool. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Right. I don't think what he did was right, but.
Take us out of here, Belly. I think we're good to go. I feel good. I'm good.
And on that note.
And we're gone.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Oh, that's good. Thank you guys for hanging out. Today was a lot of fun. We'll be back again on Wednesday next week. Don't forget, Future Motion, the company that brings you the One Wheel, will be joining us on The Voice of One Wheel Tuesday right here on TTR Studios YouTube at 11 o'clock Eastern. Matty Potts, my man from the Santa Monica newsroom. What's left for the people?
Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day, fellas, and kindly go fuck yourself.
There he goes, Matty Potts. My cousin, my brother from another mother. And just one of my best buddies, man. It's good times doing the show with you. And, of course, Matt LaBelle, the man that makes the show run. Belly, what do you got left for us?
Yeah, I'm going to do a quick shout-out today. I'm going to shout out one of my regulars, one of the guys that's been coming in all the time. And last night, he gave me some bad news for himself. And I just want to give him a quick shout-out because he's a mad listener to the show.
Oh,
and
what's
last
up?
night he was going around all over the bar telling people I was doing a podcast and spreading the word. So, Chuck, love you, brother. Have a good one, and I hope to see you again soon, all right?
All right, this show goes out to Chuck. We will dedicate this whole show to you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, and we hope things get a little bit better no matter what it is that you were telling Belly last night. Good luck to you in your life, and have some fun. Thanks for listening to all of you guys out there. We'll see you next week from all of us at TTR Studios. It's Lucdogg in the morning.
At LITMradio.com.